Alright, hello everyone. It's a bit of a dark video today because I've had a delivery. A whole bunch of art books, so art reference books from video games and some movie behind the scenes stuff. So the reason I have these is because an online shop here in the UK was having a clearance sale, basically. They needed to get rid of some stock, and obviously I collect art books anyway, so I was like, ooh, I'll pick them up for cheap. So we're going to take a look at them, and one thing I like to do as well is just make a note of the page numbers on them, because for my guide system, which I use to give me fun things to do when I want to make something but I'm having trouble deciding on a direction, basically choice paralysis, there's a section on here where it can recommend one of my art books and also recommends like a page to look at as well, basically randomly generated. So when I like to add things to my library, I take the book and I make a note of the number of pages so the guide system will know what kinds of pages are available. So I've also got this camera set up. It's not the highest quality thing ever, but it's there. But obviously, as you can see here, the top one on the list was the art and making of Wonder Woman, the film. Now, I typically wouldn't be interested in this book. However, we have a special connection to this film in this family because my dad was the special effects supervisor. So making of books don't typically have a lot of artwork in them. I mean, it depends on the kind of direction of the project, right? And that'll basically dictate whether there's a lot of concept art or just like physical behind the scenes imagery. So I figured we'll just take a quick look while I also grab the page numbers. All right, so I've got the plastic off, and one of the things I immediately like doing, let me just turn the saturation down a little bit, is smelling the ink. I mean, it's maybe a weird thing to do, but, you know, whenever they have books like this, the smell of the ink is amazing. Like, I'm kind of nostalgic for that as well. So on an immediate glance, it seems like there is quite a lot of concept work in here. It's a combination of concept work and actual, like, scenes and set imagery. So in terms of taking random pages for things like artistic inspiration or, like, testing projects, basically skill tests, it seems like it'll be pretty viable. Because landing on random pages like this, we can say, okay, well, we can make a project out of doing like a sword handle like that, or taking from the fashion design, or even designing or recreating set areas like this. It's nice to have some of the original sketches in there. In particular, something like this, Diana's bedroom, looks like a really interesting one to sculpt interesting rock formations. So it looks like there is actual useful material in here if we were going to be combining it into the guide system. All right, so I'm just going to make a little note of this one. Wonder Woman, the art and making of the film. Oh, at the back, it looks like there's a little extra here. Do I really want to open it? Is that going to ruin like the quality of the edition? I don't know. I might take a look at that some other time. Oh, wow. That's a pretty nice piece of artwork. I think that's about 192 pages. Very nice. And I saw a little piece of artwork that I think might be great for some like material tests. Let's go back a little bit. I think it was Aries. Yeah, here we go. It's a little bit dark on the screen, but since I like metallics, obviously I've got my modular metals product for Blender. It might be interesting to like sculpt some battered armor at some point as an interesting test case. All right, so that's one of them. Very nice. God, I'm gonna have like so many piles of books laying around. All right, next up we have The Art of Overwatch Volume 2. Quite a chunky one, which is surprising considering the game was a bit of a flop, mostly due to like management issues and stuff like that. I was actually looking forward to it because I really liked the first game, but they spent so long making it. Like the whole point of it was there was going to be like a PvE, like single player / co-op type element to it. And then when the game finally came out, they basically cancelled that side of it. It's basically a complete embarrassment of a project in terms of management. But even still, if some nice artwork came out of it, then at least there'll be some utility for me. Seems like quite a high quality book. And I do like thick ones because it implies that we've got quite a lot of content in here. Although, this one's damaged. Shame. Up in the corner, bit of damage there. I got it for like 80% off or more, so I cannot complain. Alrighty, let's take a look. So The Art of Overwatch 2, a very chunky monkey. Let's have a quick breeze through. Immediately, characters, environments, variations in armor designs, lots of different colors. What the hell? Bastion's brick challenge. Okay. Lots of graphics design as well, for like branding elements. Yeah, goddamn, there's a lot in here. That's great though. Character design and inspiration. They've got different skins for the characters. Environmental lore, like considerations for vehicles. Yes, this is very good stuff. Line art for environments. Line art's always great for like recreating things in 3D. So we've got some fictional posters, but these are references to their other projects. So it's quite funny for them to appear in game. Diablo, World of Warcraft, etc. Oh, cool. Yeah, I really like these designs. Nice weaponry and armors. Very good. Nice. There's a lot of good source material in there. I think that'll be a good one. So let's grab the page number. Jesus, it's kind of probably as thick as the Fallout 4 one, which was quite impressive. That's 367. Excellent. So I will add that one to the index. All right, next up we have a game that I really enjoyed that I don't know how popular it was, but I loved it. It was basically my version of Civilization, Endless Legend. So if you've ever played like Civilization 5, 6, or any other installment in the series, this is like a fantasy version of that. And it was really quite creative with the different races and what their like specialities would be in that wide open world. And the music was also fantastic. It was made by Amplitude Games, if I'm right. And they have a track record of really good games. I mean, I've really enjoyed their other projects. And I'm pretty sure they're coming out with another Endless Legend as well. All right, let's take a quick look at this one. So let's give it the sniff test quickly. That smells like a different type of ink, or maybe it's older. Anyway, so it looks like we've got world building, factions, and minor factions. So they always went so far out with like the fantasy elements, like so creative in terms of the styling and stuff. And that's why I think it's really strange how like I don't think the game ever reached like massive popularity with the kind of core fan base that it should have done, because they really did go like all out with it. It's a really beautiful game and world, and there's like a lot to delve into. But thankfully, like I said, they have got another installment coming out in the future, so hopefully we'll get to see more. Lovely work here with silhouetting in the characters. Again, weapon sets for those as well. Let's go backwards a little bit. Colossus kind of mixing natural elements. Very cool. Yep, again, similar to Overwatch, lots of like iterations on character designs. Oh, they look amazing. I'm seeing some like building elements every now and again as well. And lots of like wonderful artworks that are the kinds of things you might see on like Magic the Gathering cards. Here we go, more stylistic building elements for the factions. Yeah, brilliant. Lots of these would make like brilliant studies for trying to recreate in 3D as well. Yeah, I saw some creature designs. Again, more pretty artworks. Let's grab the page number. So that is about 221. Not bad. Right, maybe I'll do one more in this video. So we've got Gotham Knights. So that game, which I never actually picked up, interestingly. The official collector's compendium, the art, lore, and strategy of Gotham Knights. Sniff test. Smells good. Oh, this is like a binding. Okay, maybe I'll try and keep that. So looking through, again, interesting. It looks like there's some comic book stuff in here as well, though, because there's lore as well, so more information, but it's all combined with the general concept artwork. Largely world building when compared to some of the other art books. Still, though, good designs to use as studies. Oh, cool. Little graffiti sections. I always like a bit of graffiti. Nice, let's write that down. And alright, that'll do it for this video, although obviously I've still got more to do, so we're nearly halfway through the pile. If you made it here, put some kind of book-related emoji in the comments. Let me know if you have any like particular game art books that you like, or that you think I would like. Anything that you think stood out to you, because there's some I still really want to collect, like Alien Isolation. I still don't have a copy of that yet, for that game art book, and I'm sort of running out of space on my bookshelf now. But yeah, I think they're great. I love hoarding artistic inspiration. Feel free to check out my other channels and my other content. You can support me on Patreon or curtisholt.online/store. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and I'll see you next time.